everybody, it's Micheline from Micheline Makes again. I am trying to get this video done in between going on messages. I have tried to uplist a vlog at home from Friday, and I started on the Friday and it continued right through to today, and I've only done 3% and it's driving me mad. I've tried tethering the internet to my phone and it's not working. And the annoying thing is that when I go to work tomorrow morning, it'll just go like that and it'll upload straight away. So, that is one of the reasons why you're not getting so many videos. I've got quite a few ready and done, but I haven't, well, I shouldn't say I've got quite a few, but I've done a few, and they are ready to put up, but unfortunately, internet's so rubbish. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is just tell you there's a few people, a few of you have sent me some lovely responses to my vlogs, and I have tried, and I am still trying to get them to respond to them, to say thank you and to respond to some of the questions that people have said. Some people have made comments. I'm wearing the green Yoko top, and some people have made comments. One lady said, why don't you put buttons on the back to match these buttons here? And I thought that's a good idea, so I might just put some buttons on the back. A lady called Muriels sent me, because she saw that I had said in one of my vlogs that I wanted to, sorry, it was a magpie on the road and I don't want to run him over. Muriel, when I said that I was thinking about doing some kind of cataloguing of my fabric, she sent me an attachment, and it was an attachment that you can print out and do your own cataloguing of. So I thought it was a good idea, and what I'll do is down below I shall probably put a little link for you so you can see what it is and you can print it off yourself if you want to use it. She did have me laughing because I said, oh, that's an unusual name, bailiwick or ballywick. And she told me the story, and I have to tell you the story, I'm sure she won't mind. When her and her husband, she's lost her husband sadly, her husband just died recently, I think it was last year, and she was saying that she was making a cushion from some of his shirts, and I thought that was a marvellous idea. And I was reading an email out to my husband, and he was getting quite emotional about it. He gets quite emotional these days. He's always saying, I'm going to miss you if you go first. And I keep saying, oh, if I go, I go. If I don't, I don't. I have no worries. I'm not a stressy person. And I've noticed he gets quite emotional. But anyway, it was a bit emotional about Muriel's email where she said she'd lost her husband. And so what happened? So anyway, I was messaging back and saying, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your husband. The cushion's a lovely idea. What an unusual name you've got. So then she told me that she's been married to her husband, I think it was for 45 years. She then told me that 45 years ago, when they were going to get married, she didn't like the idea of the married name. I think it was the married name. And so they decided to look through a phone book to see what names there were. She wanted an unusual name. And they looked through the phone book and found a restaurant that was called the Ballywick. Now, I'm not sure where it was. I think it might have been in Wales, but I'll put up here where it was. And so they thought, oh, the Ballywick, or the Bailiwick, or Ballywick, Bailiwick. I think that's it. And so anyway, she said then the next thing she knew, she said he came home one day from work and he said, there you go, I've changed my name by default, and I'm now Ballywick. And his name was Brian, so that moved my husband even more because it was the same name as my husband. And so that was how, and then because he changed the name, that was why they decided to get married, to Ballywick. So I thought, what a marvellous story, and I had to tell you all about it. was saying that she's loves them since I was telling you about the Nakala slopers and the patterns that you can get to make to your body measurement. She has been downloading Nakala patterns to her measurements, and she says they fit her beautifully and she loves them. So I've asked her if she'd like to send me some photographs if she wants me to, and I'll put them up on the internet to let you see what they look like. I'm sure they look lovely. But yes, I like the collar. I made well, you've seen one of the dresses that I made, which is very like the Victory Patterns one. That's the one I made the black and white one from, and a floral one. I will make another one because I want a dark coloured one, and I've got some fabric that will go nice with it. So Victory Patterns, it's one very like the Victory Patterns, and there's another one that I like, which is very like the BHL Anna dress. And I've made two. One was made out of burgundy fabric, which is not fabric, it was just some cheap fabric I had, and it wasn't. It was like a crepey, cottony type fabric, and it doesn't weather very well. I washed it once, and it's all creased, even though I pressed it well. The quality wasn't very nice. The only thing I didn't like was the sleeves were too short, but I found that it goes nicely under a black t-shirt. These ones, and this one I made out of some curtain fabric that I bought from Dunelm. It was in the sale and it was going cheap, and it was like a brown satiny colour. Don't like brown, don't know why I bought it, but I made it up and I put some embroidery around the centre panel. I'm not sure if the BHL Anna has a little centre panel, but this one does, and I thought it looked nice. And then I put some braid that I got from the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show. I put some nice pretty coloured, matching coloured braid along the bottom of the hem. It's not a dress, it's turned out lovely. It looks a bit like a taffeta. It kind of hangs a bit like taffeta, which is not really me. But it gave me a chance to see what it would look like, and yes, I will be wearing it, but I'm going to make it in a softer fabric that drapes better, and I think that will look lovely. So that's another one that I'm going to do. And what else can I tell you? Well, I'm going to do a vlog that shows you all of the patterns and things that I made last year that I haven't had a chance to tell you about, and that will be coming up soon. Hopefully when I get my fingers pulled out. We have been busy at work, as I think I've told you so many times that, so I won't repeat it. I'm on my way to Teesside Park, which is like a shopping mall. It has a hobby craft which I'm going to pop into. They don't sell a great deal of fabric. It's quite pricey. I probably won't be buying anything, but I like to have a browse and see if there's anything new or anything worth looking at. So I'm going to go there. My son gave me a £25, this was a new one on me, a £25 e-voucher for Marks and Spencer's. And I've never heard of these e-vouchers, and he said, on my birthday, he said, "Mum, have you received my email?" And I said, "No." So he says, "Well, I've sent you one." He says, "You should get one from Marks and Spencer's." So then I looked, and it was a letter from Marks and Spencer's saying that I had an e-voucher. Well, not being up to par, I hadn't seen it. I just saw it was Marks and Spencer's email, and they often email me because I buy from them on the occasions. And so I didn't look at it, and here it was a £25 voucher. So I've ordered some trousers, and I'm going to pick them up from here. I didn't know what to get, but I thought, well, I like these stretch ones, jegging type ones, so I wanted some black ones. And so I'm going to get those. Now Jenny Flake, hi Jenny, she has given me tons of little ideas. She's passed on recommendations. She has sent me little gadgets, and the other day she calls me the tool queen, the tool, what did she call me? The tool gadget queen, I think she said. missed my turning. Sorry about that. I'm full of cold. Just realised that I missed my turning. So I'm going to have to do a Yui somewhere. Where I'll do the Yui, I don't know, but I'll get there. Thankfully, I feel sorry for all those people in China because I've had the flu injection, so it's not going to affect me too much. But by golly, I would hate to have what they're experiencing. So, what else do I want to tell you about? His Lordship has a gig on Friday night, so we're going to that. And then on the Saturday, we decided to, we're going to, the social worker, regarding my mother-in-law, the social worker has been to, I'm going to turn off here and do a Yui if I can. The social worker has been to visit Brian's mum, and he was a he social worker, and he had to tell her partner to stop interfering because he wouldn't let her speak. And he kept rolling his eyes and saying, "You say she doesn't understand. Say what she's like. She doesn't understand. See, she says this, she says that." And of course the social worker said, I want to hear what she says." And I think he was a bit jaw-dropped when the social worker actually talked to her. My husband was there at the time, and he said, "I just kept my mouth shut." He said it was irritating me the way he was interrupting, but he said, "I just let the social worker see just what he's like." So anyway, the social worker chatted to her, and she was fairly compos mentis, and my husband says she pulled a blinder because he was able to get a good conversation out of her. And the social worker said, "Well, she's not that bad that she doesn't need to be put into a home." So he has organised 2 days of respite. She goes away to somewhere where she can be looked after and amused and entertained. And this is what my husband said. He says the thing is, her partner is one of these people who does not sorry, I'm trying to make sure I say the right turning. Her partner is one of these people who does not like, all he does is watches television. He does nothing. He doesn't read, he doesn't have a computer, he doesn't do anything. She used to have a computer, and her other son got her a computer. He lives in Thailand. He got her a computer, and she used to have one, and she used to like to play card games on it. She used to like to play. She used to talk to him on what was it, Skype in those days. I don't think it is now. And she liked a computer. She used to put her photographs on them and everything. And somehow or other, the computer disappeared, and then we were told it was broken. So we tried to fix it, couldn't fix it, got her a new one, and that was never used. And then to keep her amused even more, sorry, I'm just going to join a busy road, so I have to keep my eyes open on this. Two big lorries coming. Oh, he's going to let me in. Is he? Oh, he is. He's going to let me in. I'll put my hand up to thank him. She pulled a blinder with the social worker, and he said that she just should go for a day release. So she's going for day release. She's been and checked the place out, and I think she just needs entertaining. She's the one that likes doing things, and he doesn't. He gets irritated because he just wants her to sit and watch television all day, and she doesn't want to. She's a bit like, it's a bit like if you are a sewer and all of a sudden you stop from doing anything. You can't go in your sewing room, or you can't. And they live in a tiny little flat. She lives in a tiny little flat. He has his own flat, but she lives in a tiny little flat. And whenever she does anything, if she gets up, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" And poor woman, I feel so sorry for her. So anyway, going back to the reason I was telling you this is that we have booked a cottage, and we're going to pick her up on Saturday. He's got a gig on Friday night, and on the Saturday, I'm going to go in here. On the Saturday, we're going to pick her up, and we're going to take her to this this cottage. It's only an hour's drive away from where she lives. It's nothing special. But it's all on one floor. It's a little cottage all on one floor, and so we've decided we'll take her there and let her see what it's. Sorry, just going to get myself straightened up. Got to be between the lines. Whee! I love little cars. Little cars are so nice because you can have a lot of space on either side of the lines, and they're nippy, and I can get in and out, and every time we're in my husband's car, you go around. It takes ages to get everywhere, so I like this one. Anyway, so we're going to go to this cottage, so I may take some footage of that for you to see. And the other thing that I thought, yes, I'm watching a little bird waddle around there. Anyway, and the other thing is that the dog went back on Saturday. I had her for a week, took her back on Saturday, and my daughter messaged me last night and said, Mum, she keeps wetting herself. I've had her out all day and she's weed on the carpet, and I don't know what's the matter. And I said, well, maybe. I said, perhaps it's not that. And she says, I wonder if she's got an infection. I said, well, it could be an infection. Or it could be because when she was at my house, every time I kept going into my sewing room, she could go out and have to go from the kitchen into the sewing room outside. It's an outside one. So I said the dog kept going out and going into the garden. I said, maybe she's so used to doing that. But I said, it could also be that she's missing me. And then I found out that apparently they can, although I've only had her for a week, I got on really well with her, and I was looking after her, doing a lot with her, and by the end of the week, as I've said, husband was on the floor playing with her and everything. And I don't know that I'd like to be tied down with a dog, but I do again. But I did. She was good company, and whether I would like to get one, I don't know. Maybe it's later on when we're finally retired and we can take her for walks. But she was so lovely, and I said to my daughter, I said, it could be she's got separation anxiety because she's missing me. So and she said, maybe it's right, Mum. She said it could be. So anyway, I've now reached my destination, and I think I've talked to you enough. How many minutes have I done? 21 minutes. You've had more than you should have got because I went the wrong way. So I took you a bit further into Middlesbrough and then back out again. So hopefully this will be uploaded tomorrow when I'm at work, plus the other one, plus maybe it's another one. So you might get a run of videos. So fingers crossed. Well, I'm back, and I'm spent. Well, not spent, I shouldn't say. I didn't actually get to Hobby Lobby or Hobby, what's it called? Hobbycraft, I think it's called. It was just I couldn't be bothered to go across to the other side. So I just did my jobs, my messages, picked up the trousers, and then as I was picking them up, I thought, they're not what I want. They were for skinnies, super skinny they were called. And my legs are definitely not super skinny. So when I went to pick them up, I said, I think these are super skinny, and I didn't want super skinny, I wanted jeggings. And she says, no, she was a very thin, like that kind of thin lady. And she said, well, I wear super skinny, and just even I have to really pull them up to get on, to put them on. So she says, you don't want that. So I said, oh no. So she told me to go downstairs and change them, pick up the ones I wanted, and then go and get them exchanged, which I've done. And I had a little snack there, which I'm probably going to live to regret, because I've found that in my latter years, I seem to have a very bad stomach reaction to bread or coffee. It makes me belch, it makes me, apparently when I looked it up, we looked it up, coffee's not good for you if you have too much, which I used to drink a lot of. I'd have about 6 or 7 cups a day. And bread is not good for you. Well, I used to love bread, which is probably why I'm slightly overweight. Not that we ate much bread anyway, but anything that's got wheat in, it's not so much bread, it's more wheat. Anything that's got wheat in seems to affect me these days. Didn't used to. And
And I don't know what's brought it on, but I do think it's one thing, and I think it's antibiotics, the antibiotics I take. Because I haven't, have I told you this already? I might not have. But if I have, it's old age, and I'm sorry about that. If I haven't, then you may want to know a little bit more. I had a very bad chest infection a few years back. It was when I went to France to visit my sister. I was coughing from January. Then we went in April to visit her. And I was still coughing in April. I had terrible sinus problems. And in the end, my sister, who got me she gave me all sorts of herbal remedies. And in the end, she said, you really need to go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor's, and he gave me some tablets, some antibiotics. And I am allergic to penicillin. So I usually get a one called, I don't go to the doctors very often. I don't take anything. At the moment, touch wood, I don't take any medicine or medicinal or prescriptive medicines yet at all, which I'm quite proud of. And so I haven't been to the doctors for antibiotics for years and years and years. And my previous one, because I'm allergic to penicillin, always was erythromycin. And this doctor prescribed me something that wasn't erythromycin. It was methotrexate or something, or maybe something like that. I think that's what my mother-in-law takes for something that just got. I've got the wrong name. I'll see if I can find it. Anyway, she prescribed it for me, and she said take 2 to start with, and then take 1 every half a day or something, or every day. I think it was after that. Well, the first 2, I came from the doctor straight to work. Took the first 2, and I felt absolutely sick. Like I wasn't sick, but I felt sick, and I felt I said, oh God, I feel awful. Those tablets have really had a bad effect on me. And then the following year, I got flu, and I got another bad chest infection, and so I had to go again, and they gave me the same tablets. Only this time, when I took the 2 tablets together, I ended up vomiting immediately. It kind of must have hit my stomach, and then it was straight up. Sorry to be a bit descriptive. And but I thought, well, I've got to keep taking them. They said take them, and I'll only get better if I take them. So I took them. Now I think that these antibiotics have wiped out all the bacteria in my stomach, so that I haven't got any. You may know that we all have good bacteria in your stomach that breaks your food down. And I think it's a combination of not having the right bacteria in my stomach that is now, because from that time, up until then I was fine. And from that time, I started finding that everything I ate, I was belching. I was permanently belching. I was fed up with, it was terrible. And certain things that I ate just had a very bad reaction with me. I had to keep running to the toilet. So I've watched what I've eaten, but gradually it's got less and less. We've basically cut things down. And he sometimes has the same kind of effect, but not as bad as I have. So we cut out coffee and we cut out wheat. Well, I cut out coffee and I cut out wheat. And of course, what did I eat today? I had a coffee. I had a cappuccino, which I only drank a little bit of, to be fair. And I had a toasty, a ham toasty. So the toasty is wheat, isn't it? So I'm going to be suffering with a bit of heartburn. Not so much belching, but it'll be heartburn that I get. So you think I'd learned my lesson, but I didn't. Anyway, I didn't go to Hobby is craft, as I've told you. What have I done? I bought some salad pots because I like this. We go to Marks and Spencer's and I buy salad pots, and I get these little superfoods salad pots. So we both have them with some salmon and with some prawns and whatever. We'll try to eat healthily if we can. He likes. I'm not so keen on it, but he likes a Mediterranean diet, because Mediterranean diets, people live longer, according to what he's researched. And so he likes to have a Mediterranean diet. He also likes to have fish. So every time we go out to a restaurant, restaurant, he has to have some form of fish, a fish pie, some fish or whatever. I'm a little bit more kind of different. I'll have a little bit of something else. Anyway, to be fair, my favourite food of all time is salad. I love salad. And one time I will show you my French dressing. It's got to be salad with French dressing. And when I make salad with French dressing, when his children came to stop with us, and I said, do you want some salad? They went, oh no. And I said, well, I put French dressing on, you know. And they said, oh, well, go on, I'll try it. And now, every time I go, they say, can you make some salad with French dressing? It's wonderful. So I've got two methods. One is the one my father taught me and my mum, and the other one is where I've developed it a bit more. And so maybe, you know, one time I shall let you see what I've done, how I make it. I'll let you see how I make it. And is there anything else? Now, I've had lots and lots of comments from you. I'm going to try and reply to as many as I can. Thank you for subscribing. I'm pleased you're all enjoying my vlogs. I know a lot of you laughed at my Vlogmas vlogs, said that you liked it. The one that I've just put up lately, somebody said, I've missed you. So I will try to see if I can get more up, just to keep, you know, it's nice to keep you company. And, you know, I know there are a lot of people out there who are single, who are widowed, who are divorced, and who, you know, this is your lifeline to talking to people, to meeting people and watching people. So it's nice to get to know you. I do, whenever you email me, I always email you back. Although in Barbara's case, I was slow to reply to her. I read her email and I said, right, I must reply to you, and I forgot to. And as for Jenny, well, Jenny's always writing to me, so Jenny knows that eventually she'll get me to write back. Jenny's always recommending things to me. I think I coughed the last time I was talking about you, Jenny. Jenny Flake. She recommends certain patterns to me, and one of my coming vlogs, which is going to be hopefully tomorrow or the next day, is down to Jenny. It's her that led me to it, and I'll tell you more about that when I'll probably do it tonight. I'm almost on my way home. It's only about 10 minutes from where I live to the shopping centre, the retail park. So we're not long in going home. It's a nice day actually, cloudy, but a little bit of sunshine popping out the clouds, and not be long till I get back home. And some of you also said that you find it strange that I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, because in America you drive on the other side. I think in most of the countries you drive on the other side. Only England and Sweden and possibly, I'm not sure if it's New Zealand, do they drive on the left-hand side like we do? Or maybe it's even Australia perhaps, I don't know. I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know, but I've got a vague recollection of seeing a video of somebody in one of those, in either New Zealand or Australia. I'm sure they're driving on the left-hand side. That's about it then. And I've already said bye, but I should say bye again. Catch you next time. Bye!